So this is where it's going to start getting more interesting with Vue. And previously we looked at how we can create a basic Vue instance, and anything between those curly brackets gets rendered out by Vue. And it's actually going to look at anything within this element, and also we're going to look at directives and customized components and so on in the upcoming lessons. So for now, we want to show you how we can pass through data. So this in itself isn't really interesting because obviously if you just want to output a calculation, there's a number of different ways to do that. But what we're going to do in this lesson is going to show you how we can start creating binding to some data. So let's say our model had some information there, so maybe we'll just call it variable info, and we're going to create an object with some information. And with JavaScript objects, we get those paired values, so we would have a name for it. So let's not call it data, but we'll call it my output. And I'm just going to do hello world. So just a typical hello world. So all this is just going to be info is going to contain the object my output. And now let's link that over to the Vue instance. So we're going to comma separate it out, and we've got another item within the instance. So we've got the element that we're linking to, and now we're going to bring over some data. So we're going to link it over to the data, and we can link it over to this info like this. And now when I want to call out that value that's contained within my output, let's check this out and see how this works out. So go back into our browser, and we see that we get this value of hello world gets rendered out because the object my output contains the value of hello world, and it gets rendered out onto the page. Now there's another way, a shorter way of doing this as well. So with Vue, there's a number of different ways to pull this information in. So if you are using it outside of the instance, you can pull the data information in this way, or we can directly put that output within the data object. So we could do it like this as well, and where we would have, instead of linking to that object, we could link to that data directly. So this would be the same thing, and we could actually get rid of this now. So I'll show you how this works, and we see that we got the exact same result, and this is just another way of presenting that data. So this is presented within the instance, and I just showed you previously how we can present it when it's outside of that instance, so globally. So two different ways to work with the Vue instance, and we're going to see this being repeated over and over again within Vue, that there's going to be a number of different ways that we can work with values and present values within the scope, and it's going to be either globally or we can do it directly within that instance. So that's going to be coming up in the next set of lessons.